What's up YouTube? Thanks for tuning in this video. In this video, we're talking about how long does it take to get paid when starting an RV park. But first, make sure to like this video and subscribe so we get off to a good start. All right guys, so this is an interesting topic because we all want to get paid, right? We all want to get paid from our RV park, and maybe you're just starting out or you're already down the road a little bit and you're curious to know how long does it take before I actually get paid when starting an RV park. I made a video yesterday or a couple days ago, which you can watch above here, about how long it takes to start an RV park. But essentially, it varies depending on who you are and how big your project is. But for me, my RV park personally, for 14 renters, took about 1 year and 3 months to get started. Now, if you haven't seen any of my videos besides that one, my RV park makes about $7,700 a month in passive income. Now, the thing that is kind of deceptive about that is you hear that and you're like, wow, this guy's making $7,000 a month from his RV park. It sounds nice, but the reality is I actually don't even get a penny from that, nor does my partner get any. And I do have a partnership between me and another person. But the thing that you guys have to realize is that if you really want to grow, like let's say for instance you want to expand your RV park, you want to build out more lots or whatever, you have to withhold from paying yourself for a little while. You really do. It is part of the game. Now, it depends on your goals. So for instance, I've talked a lot about it in other videos you can watch above here about how I started my RV park. But essentially, when you're starting your RV park here in Texas, you can have up to 14 RVers before you need to get a commercial well. So depending on some of you guys, if that's just your goal, you just want 14, you don't want to build anymore, or maybe that's what the county tells you, you can only put 14 out there. Maybe that's it for you, right? So maybe you're just a single person that's doing this by yourself, and you build up to 14. You're making, the same as me, $7,700 a month. You could easily pay yourself as soon as you get full from your park, which could take you about a year. So I would say about 1 year in, you can get yourself paid. Now, that obviously not all that $7,700 is going to go straight to you. I would say if you're playing it smart, I would put at least $2,000 to the side to pay for all of your expenses, for taxes, for all of that, and then I would add another $1,000 to that. So really, you're able to pay yourself about $4,000 out of that $7,700. I think that's just being smart, conservative. You need to pay taxes. There's other things you got to pay, so why not just do that? And when I speak on taxes, I'm talking about property taxes. There's no state income tax here in Texas. So if you're somebody that's just doing a small park, you can get paid within a year. I'd say that's a relative time frame for you to get paid. Now, if you're starting a big park and you're doing 50, 100 lots, well, you're not going to get paid until you start renting out those lots, which first you have to build everything out, which to build everything out could take at least a year to a year and a half. You got to fill those spots. That could be another 6 months. So I would say like for a park that has a lot of spaces, maybe like 50, 100, could take 2 years, right? So for instance, I'll give you a breakdown of what my situation is. Like I was saying before, I built up to 14 lots. My property's making about $7,700 a month in income. I'm not paying myself yet, but I will start paying myself once we start our second phase. So that we're doing this in phases. So the first phase, 14 lots, we need to get a commercial well. We've just locked in the money for that. So once we finish developing those 40 lots and we are starting to get renters out there, that's when we'll probably start to begin to pay ourselves. But in this phase now, we just feel like it would be foolish to pay ourselves right away and not have anything going into the bank account. So what we're trying to do right now is just reinvest back in the property, reinvest into landscaping, reinvest into building things, fixing things, and anything else just goes into the bank account. And we're just trying to remain kind of patient. And definitely we want to get paid 100%, but I still have to work a full-time job right now, you guys. So even though you hear it's making $7,700 a month, it is making $7,700 a month, but that's not all going to me. I'm not getting paid yet. So the reality is in this game, and really with any business, you have to put off getting paid. And that's the thing, like some of you guys think that like you're just going to get paid right away. Like as soon as renters are out there, all the money goes to you, and that's just not the case. There's expenses. You need to have a security net. You need to have like a bank account that's got some funds in it because you don't know what's going to happen, and you got to be ready for all scenarios. So if you just think you're going to get paid right away, it's not the case. Now I would say it is realistic if you're if you're really like, you're not really thinking about like long term, like you just kind of want something that's smaller, maybe it's like 10, 14 lots, something like that. Yeah, you could probably start getting paid pretty quickly. I would say within a year and a half. But if you're really thinking long term, you want like a bigger park and you want a nice savings as well, I would say for me, like, I'm not planning to get paid for one more year. And I started this about a year and 3 months ago. So all in all, it's going to take me about 2 years. I would say about 2.5 years roughly before I'll actually start getting paid. 2.5 years from the investment date. So for some of you guys, that might be something tough to bite the bullet on, is that you got to wait 2.5 years. For others, you could just stay patient, keep working your job, whatever. And I think we maybe played it a little bit more safer than other people. I think, for some of you guys, you could get paid right away. But if you're thinking long term and you want to really set yourself up for the best success, I would say better to wait and better expect to get paid later on and just kind of be okay with that. So for me, roughly about 2 years before I'm actually going to get paid. So hopefully this video helped you guys and gave you an understanding that you might not get paid right away, especially if you are planning to expand. You got to put all that money back into the business because the business gets paid first, not you. The business gets paid first. So it's kind of like a baby. You got to, like, if you're, let's say you're a struggling father, single father, and you're out there working for your baby, when you come home, you make sure the baby gets fed first before you. You make sure the baby is taken care of before you. You're really the last one to get taken care of. It's the baby first. So that is how the RV park is. The RV park is the baby. RV park needs to get fed first, meaning when you're getting that monthly income coming in, you need to feed the baby first. You need to feed the RV park, make sure you got money in the bank account, make sure that you have a security net, you're ready for taxes, because where I'm at, there's no state income taxes. But most of you guys where you're watching, you're in the Carolinas, California, wherever, you're paying state income tax. So make sure you have a safety net for that. And just keep feeding that baby. And then once the baby's properly fed, got that nice belly, you then start feeding yourself. And that could, like I said, that could be anywhere from 1 year to 3 years, depending on how big your project is and how patient you are. Some of you guys can pay yourself right away if you want. It's really up to you. But I would say if you want to be relatively wise with this, I would say you should expect to get paid within about like a 2-year time frame. If you have a smaller project, maybe a year. But thanks so much for watching, guys. If you got some value out of this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see my video showing the pros and cons of RV parks, make sure to watch this video to the side here. If you'd like to see my journey, how I went from busboy to RV park owner, watch this video to the side here. Make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.